I can't get the lid up. Build it on there.
Teacher, my pen doesn't work. I don't have a pen.
You get a purple.
I do.
Yep. So we're just writing down what we think an inclusive environment looks like. And we're not going to film people eating. All right. Anybody want to share what they think, what you believe an inclusive environment looks like?
I said information is accessible to all, and all feel heard and welcomed and valued.
Excellent. Anybody else?
Yeah, so they're safe to share and be themselves, like their gender identity.
Excellent. Anybody else?
I put access for all students and self-awareness of biases.
Okay. Really good. So self-awareness of teacher biases?
I think
or
all around.
student all
Yeah.
around? Okay.
Like great, having your own awareness of your own biases and then realizing the biases that students have so you can
Yes.
get ahead of those.
Gotcha. Excellent. Anybody else want to share anything?
Letting everyone know that they're welcome and accepted, because the acceptance piece has been something that I've heard from students a lot.
Yes. Those are all really great, and it's a great way to get us started into this topic. So when I did my survey, a lot of us wanted to learn more about creating an inclusive environment for our student population and their families. Let's see here. All right, so some of our learning objectives today are to create inclusive learning environments for families, staff members, and students. Organize events that meet the needs of all stakeholders. So part of why I did this beautiful lunch gathering is because it makes everybody feel welcome and included, and just, it causes us to, want to celebrate together. And I think that that's a great thing. All right, so specifically, because technology is so important to us, and because our students and our families are having to learn how to use so much technology, it's really important to focus in on the technology aspect as well. So I focused in on Microsoft Teams since that's what our district has adopted. I'd like to show you guys a short little video on how to use Translator on Teams, which we'll talk about could help with getting parents more.
Today's classrooms reflect the increasingly mobile society we live in. The student population is becoming more diverse, and non-native speakers constitute a greater portion of classrooms than in previous generations, or even just a few years ago. Parent-teacher conferences are a key instrument for engaging parents with their children's teachers and the school community. But what if parents aren't fluent in the language of their child's school? How can they gain an accurate picture of their child's progress? How can they target areas for improvement when there is a communication gap with the instructor? Today, Microsoft offers a groundbreaking new tool that bridges the gap between parents and the teachers responsible for their child's education. Microsoft Translator provides real-time translation in a free, easy-to-use tool that works on any device with web capability.
Welcome. Thank you so much again for coming today.
Muchas gracias por enseñarle a mi hijo.
Your son is very kind. He's doing really well in my class.
Eso me da mucha alegría.
Do you have any other questions for me?
Going beyond the classroom, there are situations in education where parents can benefit from real-time translation into their native language. When parents are able to efficiently touch base with school staff, navigating school practices and policies becomes effortless. There are many interactions between families and schools that are simplified with Translator. The setup for Microsoft Translator is so quick and easy. Just visit aka.ms/translator.edu to learn more and download the app. Then start talking. Your conversations await.
Okay. So, pull up my handy dandy PowerPoint again. So we have one last little mini activity. So, from that video we just watched and learning how to translate using Microsoft Translator, how can using Microsoft Translator help meet the needs of our students and their families both inside and outside of the classroom? And how can this technology help us to better create an inclusive environment? So you guys, if you want, just take a couple minutes to brainstorm about those two questions and maybe just jot down a couple quick ideas and we'll just share out as a group and we will call it a day.
So today we will do and when Brenda was able to translate what I was asking, the directions of how to do it, he was able to understand it better. And I'm like, this would be awesome for me to be able to give those directions in Spanish, that he was able to clarify what the directions were.
Yeah. I was also like thinking about back to school night. How we don't have translators all the time and most of our parents or many of our parents are Spanish speaking and how we have such low turnouts.
And another thing is, and I don't know if they have a translator now, but in the past, our district meetings, our board meetings, they did not have a translator. And if the parents had that knowledge of how to use that translator on their phone, they could better understand what's going on in the district.
Yes. Yeah. Excellent points. Does anybody else have anything else to jump in or any other ideas?
I kind of feel like it empowers a parent a little bit. It gives them a voice, instead of having them speak to someone and have that person translate.
Yes.
They're doing it independently on their own, and I feel more inclusive that way.
Yeah, that's a really good point because on the film, the mom kind of had the phone and she was able to like hit, a lot of time in meetings, we have to wait and we're not sure what's, the in between all the time. Those are some really good points.
Yeah, and then confidentiality, a lot of times it's like, well, you're using a translator and that's not confidential when you're having somebody else translate for you. When you're talking to your parents.
Especially if it's a very touchy subject.
Right, yeah, it's something that they don't want other people knowing, but at least you're letting them know that you're aware of it and that you guys can, work on that situation.
You guys are the best. Thank you so much. That's good, Jules.